What's up, everybody? This is your boy Notes 215. Welcome to my Killer Kicks podcast, man. I hope that everybody enjoyed their holiday. And today's podcast is gonna be like real simple. I'm gonna just speak about my latest pickups. I'm gonna do my top 5 Asics 25th anniversary collaboration. I'm gonna speak about Nike and Adidas. I'm gonna get to the first topic, man. If you follow this channel, I guess you're noticing that I haven't been doing too much of videos lately. I don't know, man. I'm enjoying this podcast stuff a lot, man. Like it's easier. You really don't have to set up too much stuff. There's not too much editing going on. So I'm enjoying this, man. Don't worry, man. I'm gonna get back to the two pretty soon as far as the video goes. But yeah, man. I'm enjoying this, man. So I hope everybody enjoyed that Sneak Geeks podcast, by the way. Very dope, man. I truly hope, man, that I was able to inspire him, man, to just come back, man. You know, everybody loves the guy, man. I mean, what can I say? Like when I came into this years ago, like just getting into YouTube, it was impossible not to know who Sneak Geeks was. You know, if you was watching sneaker reviews, then you knew who Sneak Geeks was. So it was definitely an honor, man, to do that podcast with him. And I definitely hope that, you know, what we was able to do gives him, you know, that boost of energy for him to go back on YouTube. And, you know, I hope he does it, man, because I really think that he could do it, you know. So I hope that y'all enjoy that. And I just hope that y'all been enjoying the content so far, man. I definitely like to thank everybody who's been rocking out with Killer Kicks, you know, this year, using the app. I can't even tell you as far as like the numbers go because I truly don't even check that stuff, to be honest. I'm more content knowing that, you know, people are using it, you know. So I'm happy with that. But I definitely thank everybody, man, who's been rocking out with Killer Kicks this year, man. And, you know, hopefully, man, next year, you know, the channel will become stronger, you know. So I definitely like to thank, you know, the hardcore fans, man, that messes with me, you know, through every video or podcast that I drop. Shout out to all the UK people, man. You know, Germany, all that stuff out there, man. I definitely appreciate the love out there. So yeah, man, I'm very happy with what I've been able to accomplish so far. So yeah, man. So I picked up a couple stuff, man. You know, like I said earlier, I haven't been able to do too many videos. But I picked up a couple steals, man. One of the steals that I picked up was the Jordan 5 Supremes. I did do a video a couple months ago, but the shoe wasn't mine. It was actually a friend of mine who let me use it. And it was a shoe that I wanted to do a review for the longest. And when I had the shoe in hand, I was like, wow, man, I really want this shoe, but I'm not going to spend that $450 or that $500. You know, I always say the key to anything is patience. And damn, like I get out of work last week and my homie hits me up. He's like a real big Supreme collector. And he likes giving out deals, man. And he did exactly that, man. He hit me up and he was like, yo, I got these Camo 5s, used ones. I cleaned the bottom with Jason Marks, and I have black Air Forces highs, dead stock. He was like, if you want both, just give me $400. And I was like, damn, dude, like Christmas is right around the corner. And then he was like, well, give me $225 for the 5s. And I was like, yo, where can I meet you at right now? I need to meet you right now. And yeah, man, like I was definitely pleased with that. What else I was able to pick up? I went to Buffalo Exchange the other day. In case if you don't know what Buffalo Exchange is, Buffalo Exchange is a thrift shop. There's not too many around. There's one here in Philly, there's one in Florida, and there's one in Cali, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, man, it's just a thrift shop, and somehow, some way, man, kicks end up in that thrift shop, man. It's not a high-end thrift shop or anything like that. Just a regular thrift shop, and shoes end up being there somehow, some way. So I got me a pair of Reebok Packer shoes. I'm not sure what's the name of that shoe, but it was the classic lows, the one that they did like with the different shades of blue. I bought that dead stock for $25, so that was definitely dope. Um, I got me a pair of white Ultra Boost. Um, I'm not a fan of all white shoes, but this kind of just landed in my lap. A coworker of mine ordered 2 pairs by mistake, so he was like, "Yo, I know that you wear 8.5. Like just give me retail plus whatever I pay for the shipping." And I love this shoe. Let me tell you something. Ever since Adidas has restocked, the resale price on that shoe has been going very low to close. I mean, I've seen it close to what retail is. So I wore it yesterday, and it's an easy shoe to get dirty. Like I have black jeans on, and I guess like the dye from like the black jeans got on it a little bit. So I'm definitely going to have to double up on that, because I definitely want a dead stock pair for the summertime. But yeah, man. So I was able to pick up those three. My wife bought me a pair of the 7210s 11. I like the shoe. The tumble leather is horrible. But the concept of the shoe is very dope. I like how the patent leather is like translucent almost. So, and a lot of people just like the shoe because of the whole glittery type of thing, and it's not. Come on, it's not really that bad. It's not that bad at all. You can't even. I mean, I can't even see it when I'm standing right in front of somebody. You can only really see it. Like when the light is shining on it. Um, I mean, nice idea. I like it for a non-retro colorway. I think it's a very dope shoe. Again, horrible, horrible, horrible quality. And I mean, some people say it's it's good quality. Some people say it's bad quality. Me, I say it's like a 50-40. Like I like, I mean, the tumble leather is not the greatest thing, but when you compare the tumble leather for like, let's say like the Seaman 3s compared to those, it's like neck and neck almost. So that's why I say that it's not that bad. I just don't like the back part of it, like where the Jordan symbol is at, like that material. To me, it looks like after a couple of wears, it's gonna get fuzzy looking. So that's the only thing that I don't like about the shoe. I love the sole. I like that it's not that blue tint sole that they usually use. So I think after a couple wears, man, like after like that sole, it seems like that sole is gonna yellow up a little bit, so it's gonna give it like a nice vintage look. I think it's stupid what everybody's doing, like with the customizing, making the sole red, and I mean, come on, just if you want a red sole, just buy Bread 11s, man. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what's the difference. Like, like you're just taking like the cheap route, But that's just my opinion, though. Yeah. So I like the shoe, and yeah, man. So that's definitely some of the stuff that I've been able to pick up. So let's get into Asics, man. Asics, their 25th anniversary. I'm gonna do this my top 5 collaboration, my top 5 favorite. I mean, I don't own all of them, but I do like the ones that I don't own. So that's why I have it in this list, and then I'm gonna do like the honorable mention. Um, it's not clear to me though what's considered 25th anniversary. I'm trying to figure out if all the Asics that has dropped this year are a part of that 25th anniversary, or if just the collaborations are a part of the 25th anniversary. And Asics like never. I mean, I never read anywhere where like they specify like which shoe was for what. I think as a brand, in my opinion, I think as a brand, Asics brand, they're just celebrating their 25th anniversary. So I would assume that everything, including GR, is a part of that 25th anniversary. Um, so, you know, again, I'm just doing this off of collaboration sake, but there's a lot of GRs that dropped that to me were dope, you know, and was good quality. But again, you know, I'm gonna just jump into this 25th anniversary list, and so I'm gonna do my honorable mention, and I'm gonna just start with that first. The first one I'm gonna say the bait. I'm an Asics July 3 guy. Fives are cool, but I don't know, it's just something about that split tongue to me that I just love so much. Um, and I just, you know, I love gel light threes more than I like gel light fives. Even when it comes to GRs, I'd rather buy a gel light 3 than a gel light 5. So bait nightmare, that shoe to me was extremely dope. um I like the different pattern of black, how they was able to use like that python type of look with the leather. I like how they did like the split tongue, that one side was silver with bait, you know, like written down, and then the other side was black. I love the translucent sole, how, you know, one shoe says ASIC and the other one says bait. I love the shoe. My only dislike was the price of the shoe. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know exactly what it was, but I know it was 2 and some change, and I wasn't expecting that price point from bait. And that's why I didn't attempt to buy it, because I'm like, yo, that's a little bit too much. And that's why the resale value of that shoe went up. I think if bait would have probably put like the regular price point, which would have been like 160 or 150, I don't think that shoe would have had that much hype as far as with the resale. But we all know that with reselling, you have to make a profit. So if the shoe is, you know, 250 or 240, then you're not going to sell it for 300. You're going to have to sell it for at least 390, you know, to make a nice profit. So that's a shoe that I would love to own, but it would have to be like a steal type of thing, like below retail, because I just can't see myself, you know, paying that type of money for that shoe. The other shoe that I'm going to mention, which was kind of hard, man, I was going back and forth trying to figure out if I wanted to have this a part of my list, my top 5, and after just looking at the pictures and reading about the stories, I'm like, damn, man, you know, I'm going to have to add this shoe to honorable mention. The concept Boston, the Tea Party, you know, Boston Tea Party. Damn, that shoe right there, I love that shoe. I love the whole color scheme behind it. I'm a sucker for anything that's silver, navy, and red, because I just think that's like such a classic colorway for any shoe, or even apparel also. Like if there's a t-shirt and it has gray, navy, and red, and it's like a nice quality t-shirt, 9 out of 10 I might buy that t-shirt, because I just like that color. And the way that they executed that shoe, man, it was pretty dope. The material was definitely on point. I like how the one tiger stripe was silver and then the inner was gold. I like the shoe, man. I definitely like the shoe. You know, there's nothing that you could say that's bad about the shoe. Even down to the extra laces that they came with. I like their choices of the extra laces that they chose. So I like that shoe a lot, man, but I just couldn't add it to I couldn't add it to my top 5 list. The other shoe, which I might get a lot of flack for this, man, Asics July 3 Hannons. I like the shoe. The quality, as I said in the video, it's not the best quality, but it's not the worst quality. Like, You could definitely compare that shoe to a Boston Tea Party when it comes to material. I don't think that shoe is worth the $400 resale price that they're asking. I think it's like 400 or 450, like the last time that I checked. I don't think that this shoe is worth that. The colors is dope. I definitely like, like the purple and the blue. I didn't like the tiger stripe. I didn't like that the tiger stripe was 3M, because once that gets kind of scratched up a little bit, it's kind of a goner. I prefer like an actual like material on it opposed to 3M. I wasn't a big fan of the laces that it came with. Call me a hype beast. I mean, it is what it is, but rope laces on Gel Light 3s look so much sexier than regular laces, than flat laces. I mean, say what you want to say, whatever. I'm a fucking hype beast, whatever. But Asics Gel Light 3s and rope laces go neck and neck. Very sexy. Thank you, Ronnie 5, for introducing that. Because I just love how it looks. So I wasn't a fan of the extra laces that it came with. I would have liked to seen, like different things. The shoe is dope. The shoe is dope. It just doesn't reach my top 5, unfortunately. And last but not least, speaking about Ronnie, the what the fig. Wow, man. I can't front. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna tell you that I didn't want the shoe. I just think it was stupid how he force-fed that packaging. I was under the impression that he was gonna release it with an in-store special box, and then online was gonna be like the regular Asics box, which is fine. I could care less about a box. Box is a pain in the ass. If you have more than 50 pairs or 40 pairs, dude, boxes could be a pain in the ass. So you don't care about boxes. Me myself, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to eliminate all the boxes to my shoes and just stick to the plastic bins, because it's just a pain having to take out, especially if the shoe is all the way in the bottom. There's certain shoes that you haven't worn in a long time, and you put it all the way in the bottom, and then you have to grab it. 9 out of 10, the box break. It's just a pain. So with that being said, you're going to force me to spend $325 on a packaging. All right, so what came with the shoe? You had the homage book, which I would like to say 85% of the people that bought that shoe didn't even read the book. So it came with the book. It came with socks, which I could care less about a sock. It came with, I think it was like 9 or 10 stand socks. I'm not a socks person, so that really didn't wow me. It was pretty dope how he did do it, though, how he matched it with all of the shoes. I think that the packaging would pertain to you if you do have a lot of those shoes, like the Volcanoes, like the NYCs, Salmons. Like, I think that was dope. But at the end of the day, they're socks. After a couple washes, they're going to be horrible. If you think about the Puma Dover Street Market that he did, the socks that he included with the 3M, to me, those socks was horrible and they were stands. And like, I wore those socks like a couple times, but then after like 4 washes, like the socks was just, they were horrible. So to me, it wasn't even worth the money. To me, I'm gonna be honest, that actually turned me off a little bit. Like, people talk so highly about stand socks. Oh, stand socks, but like, I didn't see what was the hype after a couple of washes. Like, for me to spend that money, it has to last for, that product has to last for a while. And I just didn't see it with stands. So, I mean, okay, so he added the socks, and then the laces. okay, I mean, if you're a collector of Ronnie Fieg, if you have a lot of his runners, then you have a lot of those laces. So again, I just didn't see the whole point of the whole, the 325, and now they're reselling the shoe for $1,000, which is ridiculous to me. I didn't think that it was going to resell for that much. I would have thought that the resale value for that packaging, or more reasonable one, would have probably been like $750. I didn't think that it was going to be $1,000, and I didn't think that it was going to sell out that fast. Wow, man, crazy, crazy. I tried to get the shoe. At first, I didn't like the shoe, and the reason why I didn't like the shoe is because it's the whole mismatch thing, man. It's I don't know. To me, I feel like a kid wearing that type of shoe like that. Like, mismatch, it's hard to match with anything because you just have two different shoes. Even down to the lacings, like, it kind of seems like you was forced to put one rope lace and one regular flat lace. Or I guess that you could put both rope laces, but I don't know. It's just like the coloring doesn't really look too good. But then after I started seeing them like on feet, I'm like, damn, I like the shoe. I like the shoe. But again, I just want to pay box price. I just don't think that the shoe is worth that much money. So I mean, I just want to pay box price. I'm not gonna buy into the hype and add that into, onto the list, because leave it up to people. Oh my God, yo, that shoe is definitely girl status. And I'm like, all right. Like, the shoe just came out a couple of days ago and is already considered a girl. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, I don't know, like, like, just let me know, like, what you think about, like, these shoes not being on the top 5. Like, let me know if I was wrong. Especially, like, with that shoe, because I know that a lot of the people that are going to be making, like, these type of lists, I'm pretty sure that they're going to have it on their top 5. But, like, you have to tell me why you're going to have it on the top 5. Like, everything that Ronnie has done with Asics has been a copycat of SB Dunks. I mean, go back to the Tiffany's, the Diamond Supply collaboration. Dog, that was just, he saw what they did with the dunks. Those Tiffany dunks all grew out to many, many. So he just wanted to reinvent that and put the color code, like, he just put the colorway on the Asics. Not the best Asic model. But that's what he did. And then again, he did, he just took the concept of the dunks, and he just put it on. Like, it was like an easy way out. Like, there was no effort. There was no effort put into that shoe. He just took all of his hottest collabs, and just threw it on one shoe, So to me, it was like no effort. Like, at least concepts, with their Boston Tea Party, hand and bait, like, they put effort into the shoe, So even if the shoe was not on certain people's top 5s, it's still in a conversation. They still did a great job executing the shoe, without having to take the easy way out. I'm pretty sure Concepts could have did that. Concepts could have did like or what the concept, like, take like all like their hottest concepts, but like they didn't, like they put their minds together and they made a dope shoe. So for Ronnie, it's like, damn, man, it's like, I've always liked his his Asics collabs, but I actually thought that he was gonna do something great this year when it came to Asics, but if you ask me, to me, he kind of dropped the ball. He dropped the ball big time. Because, again, both of the Asics that he did was just it was a reinvention. It was a reinvention. That's all that was. So yeah, so those are that, and then let's get into my top 5. Let's get into the top 5. I think I spoke too long on that honorable mention, but yeah. So let's get to the top 5. All right. So my favorite, and at first I wasn't gonna do this in no particular order, but I'm gonna just go, to like my favorite all the way down. So my top 5 for 2015. I have to start with the Packers shoes, the Dirty Buck. Man, what a nice looking shoe! What a nice looking shoe! I love how they executed that shoe. I love everything about the shoe. I love the concept about it. I love the packaging, and again, and I hate to even go back to that whole, like what the 5, but look at the packaging between Packers and Kith. Look how Packers did the in-store special wooden box. That wasn't available online. That was just available to the people that live in that city who support that boutique day in and out. So, people got that shoe, and they got that shoe in regular boxes, and then they have the special wooden box. So, that's that. But that Packer Dirty Buck, man, that even like the insole, man, that wood insole, everything about that shoe to me is dope. Everything about that shoe is dope. And it's one of my favorite, if not the favorite, shoe for this year. And that's a shoe that I'm still hunting. I'm still hunting for that shoe. So hopefully next year. So right below that, I got the Meta Asics July 3. I like the shoe. At first I didn't like the shoe because I wasn't a fan of the blue piping that went on the toe box. And then and I wasn't even a fan of the pull tab, to be honest. I'm like, yo, that's kind of corny. But then when I saw the shoe in person, I was like, wow. And when I tried the shoe on, like when I had it on foot, I was like, yeah, this shoe is definitely official. This shoe is definitely official. I like the execution. I like the, like the 2 different shades of blue. So you got your royal, and then you have your navy. Again, with red, anything with that color, man, it's just, to me, it's just very dope. I love the padding in the inside of the shoe. So I mean, very dope shoe. It was put, very well. It was executed, very well. So I like that shoe a lot. Following with that, Asics July 3 A-Few, the Koi. Man, nice. I like that shoe. It was, man, that shoe was kind of hard for me to get because I think I was working that day. And, I'm not good with online. Anything that I get with online is just pure luck. But I like the shoe. I love the different materials. Anything that has like that, like that leather, in between, to me, it's a winner, especially if it's done right. And I definitely like how that split tongue has like, like that leather, like the suede kind of. By looking at the pictures and looking at the reviews, it kind of seems like you have like a, that nice soft suede and then like that rough suede. Yeah, but I definitely like the shoe. I like that shoe a lot. Right underneath that, I got the Foot Patrol's Squad. Foot Patrol, man. Listen, that is one sexy shoe. The olive with the black tiger stripes, the that sole to me, man. When I saw that sole, I'm like, wow, this shit is everything. This is everything. Um, I love the laces, even though they're not rope laces, but the fact that they were that they did what they did with the laces, I think that was dope. You know, like the whole like the Morse code concept, dope, dope. You know, like the leather. I love that the shoe came with 2 insoles in case if you didn't want the leather one, you could just have the regular standard one. It was a dope shoe. It was a definitely dope shoe, well put together. I love the materials. I love the color scheme to the shoe. And it was definitely one of my favorites. And last but not least, which I don't hear a lot of people talking about this shoe, is the July 3 collaboration with Invincible. That shoe to me looks very, very, very nice, man. Very nice. I don't, I if I'm not mistaken, I don't even think that shoe is available in the States. I think it was only a UK release. Very dope, man. I love the shoe. I like the way that the shoe, you know, the different like material, like it's it's like a it's like a SB skunk version for uh Asics. And I like the different um shades of gray that they used. So yeah, man. So that was my top 5. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if there was shoes that I should have added. You know, make your own top 5. You know, let's all have a dope conversation on, you know, through the comments, and you know, let me know uh how you like that little list. So the last thing I'm going to speak about is this whole Nike versus Adidas. You know, and it's I mean, like, you might as well say Kanye versus Nike, because that's what it feels like. Um, but I'll say Adidas, because I think Adidas as a whole have been dropping excellent shoes, um, including with their collaborations with artists. I think that they have made excellent choices when it comes to the silhouettes. So I have to say Adidas versus Nike, because Adidas have been putting out dope shit. It's not just Kanye. You know, you got Pusha T, you got Pharrell, you got ASAP. You know, them dudes drop some real nice stuff, man. So, um, I don't know. It's kind of crazy, man, because it seems like Nike doesn't seem aggressive, man. Like, they just, you know, they're making bread, but they're not making noise. And I think there's a big difference. You know, if you like, any of these shoe companies could easily make bread, but are you making noise? Are you the talk of the street? And when you hear about what's the talk of the street, you hear more of Adidas silhouettes that people are liking more so than Nike. Um, I mean, Nike has been dropping some nice stuff. I like the Air Max ones. Uh, the 6, the ones that they did for Canada, that was dope. I think what I like about that shoe the most was that they was able to do white um the white air bubble. I thought that shit was fly. I thought that shit was real fly. Um I liked a couple of the last foams that they dropped. I definitely like that Royal Mirror. I think that's fire, real fire. Um what else? I mean, Jordans. I mean, do we even need to talk about Jordans? We all know why they've been sitting, but then at the same time, it's just not what we wanted. For so many years, I've always heard people, "Oh my God, yo, like, I miss the days when I was able to walk into a store and just buy a pair of Jordans," and it's happening. And it's like now people are complaining because there's not a resale value to it. You know, And this discussion to me is not it has nothing to do with resale value. It's just more about, like the silhouette. But as far as with Jordan, it seems like there's no resale value to it. The last Jordan that made crazy noise, besides the Dornbecker, I mean, we all know that any Dornbecker is gonna make noise. Those 13s to me were horrible. They were ugly. It is what it is. People were so offensive because of the whole, the whole point of the shoe is, I mean, it has to do with the kid, like these kids, they're cancer patients and all that other stuff. I get it. But I mean, this is a competitive market, so people are going to have their opinion to it. And if it's a harsh one, you just have to accept it. If you don't want them talking harsh about the kid, then I think that they should have second thought that whole design. I think they would have, I think they should have said, let's pull this, let's go back to the drum. I think they should have had somebody helping that kid, but they didn't. So some people catch offense, when they say that the shoe is ugly. I mean, we're not wishing ill will on the kid, That's the last thing on people's minds. But the shoe itself is horrendous. It looks horrible. Change the laces all you want, put black laces. It's still a horrible looking shoe. So, the last Jordan that has made noise, in my opinion, was those the PSNY 12s. What other Jordan has that type of resale value to it that's out now that has like that $800 resale? And I think that's going to go down pretty soon. I think that's going to go down to like maybe 500. But what shoe has came out this year besides the Dornbecker that there was, reselling it for like $800 and $900 and all that? And there hasn't. I was very surprised with the maroons, how they sat. I mean, Nike still have size available, like on their website. So, the Jordan brand it was like the easiest thing to get this year. But again, I mean, this is what people wanted. People wanted this. A couple years ago, that's all people could say. Oh, they just need to make more pairs. That way, people that want the shoe could enjoy the shoe. And they got their wish. They got their wish. But I also think that it has to do with the price increase, because we all know that a lot of those shoes aren't worth that $190. And then even like for the 7210s, $220, that was crazy. That was crazy. So with Jordans, it was a horrible year, if you ask me. I mean, like, they still sold units, but I mean, I remember when for 3 years or 4 years straight, there was no Jordan that sat on shelf. No matter if it was ugly. No matter if it was ugly. Like, damn, I'm trying to think, what was the name of the shoe that they did for the pack? It was for the Jordan 7s. I forget what's the name of it. One came in beige and the other one came in navy. Remember that? I'm gonna post a picture up. That shoe was horrible. And that shoe sold out when it came out. And people had a ridiculous resale price of that shoe. So it wasn't a fact of if the shoe was hot or if it was not. It was just, at that time the market was booming. And when you look at what Adidas is doing now, it's like, it seems like they're crushing like the competition. Those Adidas Boosts, crazy. I don't even care if Kanye wore it or not. I think it would have, it still would have been a crazy silhouette. Those Pusha T, man, EQTs, they were dope. Um, the ZX. There's been tons of very nice ZX that have been dropping. Plenty of nice EQTs that's been dropping. Ultra Boost. I mean, like I said, I'm not even gonna get into those. The tubulars, man, tubulars have made a lot of dope silhouettes this year. So, when it comes to those two brands, it seems like Adidas is just winning, man. Adidas has just been making a lot of dope stuff, man. And it's, when you compare, when you put them up neck and neck, Nike versus Adidas, and if you ask me who's been winning this year and who's been making the most noise, it's hard not to say Adidas. It's really hard not to say Adidas. And I'm not sure if I'm saying this because of Kanye. Kanye really has a huge influence on the brand. Everybody's going crazy for them Yeezy Boost. But at the end of the day, that name Boost, that was a technology that Adidas came up with. That was a technology that they used on their own silhouettes before the first Yeezy was made with Adidas. So, they're coming up with technology and they're making very nice silhouettes. And Nike just seems to be in that same loophole, re-retroing. Now they got the pennies, and I mean, how many of that stuff can you constantly buy? How many of that stuff can you constantly buy? And then it seems when they do make something thorough or something new, they add a ridiculous price point to it. So I don't know. I'm not, I'm going to say that Adidas won for 2015, hands down. I'm not going to say that Nike is over. It's extremely hard to defeat Nike. Extremely hard, because it's not only their footwear, it's their apparel. It's their, their technology, like everything that they do as a whole, even for sportswear. It's like, that's an empire. It's hard to knock that down. But when you think about Adidas, when you think about Nike when they were in their heyday, Adidas wasn't even mentioning any of it, So it's just crazy how they just came and like they just sweep, man. Like they just took control. They just took control. And if it wasn't for all these dope Asics runners and all these New Balances and all, like, New Balances have been dropping some crazy stuff. If it wasn't for those two brands that I just mentioned, escalating, the bar, like making things harder, we will only be talking about Adidas. Because at this point, Nike as a brand, like I just said, they're not finished and they're not defeated. But as far as what's making noise right now is Adidas, man. Is Adidas. Adidas is killing it, man. Adidas is killing it. So I'm wondering what's going to be, what's going to happen next year. Is Nike going to come stronger? What should Nike do? I think that Nike should just come up, man, with some new silhouettes, man. Like, we get it. You've had a lot of amazing shoes, but you can't keep on putting new colorways on the same old shoe. So I'm just real curious to see what they're going to be able to do to make a comeback next year. Jordan changes the box. Whoop-de-doo. I hope that that's not going to be a way of increasing the price. Like, oh, you have the OG box, so we're going to add $10 more or $15 more. Because if they do that, then trust me, they really assassinated the Jordan brand. I think the only thing that could bring the Jordan brand back to what it used to be, if they just reduce the price to what it was, that 170, 170, 160. I don't know. I just think that 190 and that 220 to me was just out of pocket. Out of pocket. So yeah, man, I hope that y'all enjoy this little small podcast. This will be my last, this is like a kind of like a special, like a holiday special. I know right now everybody's either on vacation or, getting ready to celebrate the new year. So this is definitely like one of like those little holiday special podcasts. I was supposed to end it with the sneak geeks, but I said, yo, you know what, man? Let me put in my 2 cents, with the whole top 5 and Asics and everything else. In closing, I just think that in general, sneakers has had an amazing, amazing year. Boutiques are stepping their game all the way up. What Diodore has been able to do this year is amazing. I actually can't wait to see what Diodore is going to do next year. I think Diodore is going to be the shit next year. I think you're going to start seeing a lot of nice N9000s, V7000s, even their older the silhouettes. I think that I think that Diodore is going to be it. New Balance, I'm pretty sure that they're going to do amazing stuff. I like the New Balance that concept drop on Saturday. Definitely dope. I like the color scheme. I think my favorite thing about that shoe is the carbon fiber in the back of the shoe. Definitely dope. I like that. That's definitely one of the shoes that I'm looking to pick up. But wow, man, I mean, it's just sneakers for 2015 has just been amazing, amazing, amazing. If it wasn't Nike, it was, Adidas. If it's not Adidas, it was Asics. If it wasn't Asics, it was New Balance. If it wasn't New Balance, even Saucony, Saucony has done a lot of stuff too. Couple dope stuff. Reebok. I can't forget the like the ventilators. There's been a lot of nice ventilators, including the Kendricks. That Kendrick Lamar ventilator was dope. The Bodega street, that street meat. To me, that was one of my favorite ventilators that came out this year. Favorite. Yeah, man. So, I mean, ventilators, man, like they've been on their grind. So just sneakers as a whole, man, is been an exciting year, man. So, I hope, man, that we could all put some, we could all save money. Because I think next year is going to be crazy. Yeah, man. So that's my final thought, man. I just, again, I want to thank everybody who's just been rocking out with the channel. I hope, man, that you enjoy like these type of podcasts. Let me know what you think about it. And let me know some type of, let me know some people that you would like to see me interview one day. Yeah, like that'd be kind of interesting to see, like, who would you like to see on the Killer Kicks podcast. Yeah, man. So definitely thank everybody for rocking with me for 2015. I'm excited for 2016. I don't know what's gonna be for 2016 because I'm not a psychic. I can't predict. I can't tell. Oh man, 2016 Killer Kicks is gonna have such a great year. Yeah. I could only hope, and I could only hope that, that people that listen this year will continue listening next year, So please feel free to download the free app. We already know it's available for iPhone and Android. Download the free app. Follow me on Twitter, KillerKicks215. And follow me on Snapchat, Notes215. I think I have it as Killer Kicks too. You could check. Yeah, so follow me. Got a lot of dope stuff. Oh damn, yo, you know what I should talk about real quick? Like before I even end this? Supreme. Yeah, I think I'm gonna speak about this real quick. Supreme Complex had did a damn, I should have wrote this down on my notes. Complex had did this a mini documentary about Supreme. The name of the documentary was called Sold Out. And it was a 4-part series, and it was just talking about the whole culture with Supreme and the market, the resale value of certain things, and it was just talking about the brand as a whole. And if you look at a lot of my sneaker reviews when it comes to videos, 9 out of 10 I'll have something Supreme on. I got hip to Supreme when the anniversary dunks that came out, and my boy Sneaker Freaker was always into like the Supreme camp hats, but I never understood. I just thought it was a regular, brand. And I found it weird when he like traded. I remember like the one time he traded like a camp hat, and somebody gave him like a pair of like Varsity 6. And I said, dude, somebody's giving you a pair of sneakers for this hat? And he tried to explain it to me, but at first I didn't like. I was like, yeah, like this shit is like, I didn't pay it no mind. And then when the anniversary dunks that came out, I didn't get the shoes, but I started looking at the archives, and I was like, wow, a lot of this shit is actually dope. Then I read the book, and after I read that book and I went through the book, that was it. Instant fiend. I've been copping ever since. I got so much Supreme stuff, so much accessories. It's crazy. I've sold a lot of stuff in the past, but I've had a lot of dope pieces, and I'd like to say that I had the, ability of owning those pieces. So, yeah, Supreme for this year, buying online after the 5s, the worst thing ever. The worst thing ever. It's hard. It was hard to get anything. And I'm not sure why. I'll tell you like this. I was able to get 25th anniversary a box logo without a bot. And I got the black t-shirt, size medium, which I should have got a size large, but I got a size medium with no bot. I think like once you shop in that site, you understand how the system works, and you understand that you have to be you got to be fast. That's what it boils down to. You want to shop at Supreme online, you got to be fast. You want to go to the store, you got to go through the bullshit of being in line and having to deal with the bouncers, and having to deal with people in general. So Complex had did this documentary, and it was dope because the interaction of the people, you get to see all these kids online, and like they're talking about the brand, but then my dislike, and I don't have anything against resellers. I've sold plenty of Supreme stuff. I have nothing against resellers. I have an eBay account with perfect standings, and I've sold a lot of Supreme stuff on my account. I've sold sneakers, I've sold a lot of stuff. So I don't have anything against resellers. But don't try to be an asshole with the prices. And I think that what that documentary did is that next season is going to be mayhem, because to me, the documentary kind of set like a false thing. Like, yes, there is a resale value for everything that Supreme drops. But the resale value is not that big. Not everything is resellable. You know, if you looked at that documentary, even the resellers told you a lot of time it's kind of hard to pick and choose what is going to resell very well. Is all according to the hype. It's all according to like what people are posting on Instagram and what people are retweeting, and you know, and even like the one guy said, he like, yo, like, I'll look at like the lookbook like 200 times. I'm that person. Like when that lookbook comes out, I'm probably looking at it like 15 times. Like just looking at everything like very like carefully, and I'm like, damn, yo, like I actually like this piece a lot. You know, because there's some things that you could overlook because you're soaking it in, right? Everybody's waiting for that, you know, for that lookbook to drop. And then it's like you go through it again and you go through it again, and it's like, damn, yo, I like this. At first I didn't like it, but now I like it. But I think that it just gave a false thing, because when you're buying from a Supreme like community, like a reseller, you're not like, they had like the Kermit the Frog t-shirt resale value for $600. Where did they get that number from? And I can only assume it has to be eBay. But who's spending $600 on a Kermit the Frog t-shirt? Kermit the Frog t-shirt in the Supreme community, 300 tops, 250. Not no $600. You know, they had insane prices. So I think that what that does is people that's having a drought, you know, in the footwear, they look at that and they're like, the fuck, $600 for a t-shirt? Oh, we there come next season. We lit. You know, we are definitely there with it. And I think it just, now I don't know, man, next season is, and now they're talking about this rumor, you know, Kanye. I hate to go back to Kanye, but Kanye lately has been wearing a lot of Supreme. A lot of people are upset at that. I'm not upset, because Kanye have worn Supreme in the past. And again, everything that Kanye wears becomes holy grail. The only reason why people like that olive field pullover is because Kanye wore it. If Kanye never would have wore that olive, I'll tell you this: when that olive field pullover came out, that orange one was still online. Like it wasn't even sold out. The olive one sold out first, because anything with olive is nice, especially like when Supreme does it. I love their olive. All their olive camp hats. I love. I have a lot of olive camp hats. But the orange one, it really didn't sell out too fast. Kanye wears it. Hey, let's attach a $700 resale price to this, because Kanye wore it. Now, if you notice, the orange, right, slightly below it, you know, you could get yourself a brand new orange field pullover for like about $400. But the field one, because Kanye wore it, you know, $750, $800. You know, but again, Kanye has worn Supreme in the past. So I'm not mad at Kanye wearing Supreme stuff. You know, I just think that him doing this, if it is true, if the rumors are true that Kanye and Supreme are going to do a collaboration for next year, and that the t-shirt, the celebrity t-shirt that they normally drop like every season, is supposed to be with Kanye on the front of it, mayhem. Trust me that the phones, that's going to be nothing compared to a Kanye West and Supreme collab. That's going to be instant mayhem. So I don't know. I just think that documentary, it was kind of dope because it, you know, for people that don't understand it, now they understand it. But it's bad for the people that just now want to get into it because they see that there's uh a profitable market. You know, it's a lane, and Rax. I mean, Rax said it the best way. It's the most affordable brand that you could invest into and make a profit. I mean, if you think about it, you're buying a t-shirt for $45 and you're reselling it for tops 110, 90, 100, depending on like what t-shirt it is. But you bought the shirt for $45. The shipping for the shirt is not going to cost you much. The shipping for the shirt, even if you like, I've shipped from here to Cali plenty of times, and the shipping price tops for a t-shirt, that's probably been like what, like $9, $10. So I mean, you know, you eating. So I mean, like when you know, it's crazy. It's crazy how it is. But you know, Rack said it the best. It's, you know, you could start with nothing. You could start with nothing and make crazy bread. So I don't know. I just think that Supreme next year is gonna be impossible. If you don't have a plug, if you don't have a bot, if you don't have somebody who's constantly making proxies for in store, it's gonna be impossible to get it's gonna be impossible. And I have a feeling that they're gonna have a lot of amazing pieces only because of this documentary thing now. It's like, you know, it was already mayhem with the whole Jordan 5s and, you know, the box logos, and now like this little documentary with Complex, and, you know, even like the CDG. I like the CDG collaboration that they did. So it's like now they have that ammo, because for a while, Supreme has, I mean, for this season, I've only bought one camp hat. I've actually purchased more apparel and probably like 2 or 3 accessories, but I've purchased more apparel than anything else. Camp hats, to me, they fell off with the camp hats. It's not what it used to be like. But as far as apparel, I mean, they still make dope apparel. But I think that next year, man, they're definitely going to step up their game. So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, that was like a little bonus. Definitely had to talk about that Supreme. Damn, I should have wrote it on my notes too. I should have had that in the very beginning, but it's cool. So yeah, so yo, please comment. Let me know what you think about this podcast. Let me know, you know, how you like it. I hope everybody has a safe New Year's. You know, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world. I mean, there's a lot of craziness. I don't watch the news, particularly for that reason, because it will drive you crazy. Like, if you constantly watch the news, you would be afraid to walk out of your own home. So, everybody just have a safe New Year's. If you're gonna drink responsibly. If you're gonna smoke responsibly. Don't be out there acting a fool, because cops ain't protecting nobody. They shooting people. I mean, so if you want to do something stupid and put yourself in a confrontation, you know, because you're intoxicated, you know, shame on you. Because if you think that the cops is going to protect you, you got something else coming. But that's, you know, that's another discussion. I just want all my peoples to have a safe New Year's. And, you know, that's it. Have a safe New Year's. I'll see y'all next year. Peace out.